All right. Hello. Welcome back, class. So I know this has been a pretty heavy week. Talking about a lot of mental health issues. And I want to start off by saying keep working on yourselves, keep knowing how awesome you are, keep constantly thinking about the positive things that you have and you have going for you. Trust me, you are important. You are special. You are unique. And please understand that. With that being said, today's lesson is another heavy topic. If at any time you need to pause me to go take a breather, that is okay. It's hard going through these type of subjects, but these are the subjects that we need to talk about. These are subjects that we need to make sure we're taking care of our mental health. Like I said, it does affect our physical health, and it can disrupt someone's life. So we just want to make sure we are doing what we can to work through our emotions and take care of us. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. So if you are on this weekly slideshow, you should be on the Thursday lesson, which we are talking about suicide prevention today. When you click for the assignment, you're going to be taking the notes. So you'll start off by answering this first question on the slide. Let me go ahead and open the presentation. Okay, so the question you're going to be first answering your notes is the do now underneath, where it says explain how you can make a difference in someone's life. So as you are answering that question, how can you make a difference in someone's life? This is what I say constantly. If you don't learn anything, please just learn how to be kind to people. When you're kind to everyone, whether it's doing a small gesture. The other day I gave you a daily challenge, or do something kind for someone. Wave, say hello, say hi to someone, smile at someone. Making those just little things that you might not think is a big deal, that could change someone's life. So as you answered your question, what can you do to make a difference in someone's life? We're going to go ahead and move forward to the next slide. So we're going to start off by showing you a lot of suicide prevention facts. These numbers are alarming. When I was your guys' age, when I was in school, a lot of this mental health wasn't talked about. A lot of it was pushed aside, and you were sort of shamed if you had mental health issues. I don't think they started realizing how much that affects just the everyday psyche of someone. So I am glad I'm able to be that person to help hopefully get people on the right track by taking care of themselves. Because the last thing we want is anyone to not be here anymore. But as you guys can see, suicide is the second leading cause of death amongst 10 to 24-year-olds around the world. I mean, since I've been teaching, it breaks my heart hearing about cases and of kids or people, adults. I mean, you got kids as young as 10, unfortunately, who are thinking the only way out is taking their life. Let me tell you guys right now, you have a way out. Come talk to me, okay? We can figure things out. Trust me when I say the world needs you. This number down below, 17% of all teens, they might consider it. Half of that will attempt it. Now you might think, oh, that's not that big of a number. 17 out of 100, okay, not that big. Well, then maybe 8 will attempt it. Well, and maybe those who attempt it, thankfully, maybe a few lives are saved. But even if it was just 1%, 1% is way too much. So we need to start taking care of ourselves and the people around us. All right, next slide. So here's some risk factors. This is like when I told you, if you have any family history risk factors, you're more likely, it's like a strike against you. Like high blood pressure runs in my family, so that's like a strike against me. If I don't eat healthy, that's another strike. If I don't take care of my stress, that's 3 strikes. And obviously after 3 strikes, it's like 3 strikes, you're out. Maybe then I might develop some type of heart issue. So these are risk factors for people who need extra help, who might be going down a road where they think there's no return. And I'm telling you, there is. So these are some risk factors. A lot of times if people have some mental disorders, alcohol, substance abuse, we talked about the last few days, people might think it solves your problems. It might at that moment, but when you get right back to it, you just have a lot more problems on your plate. Please, 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 let's find healthier ways to manage our emotions and mental aspect. A lot of risk factors, if people have history of trauma or abuse, these are just saying if you have some of these risk factors, to keep your eyes open, because unfortunately some people might go down the path where they think they're not worth it. They think, why am I here? And I'm telling you, you're here for a reason. We need you here. Like I said, who knows, one day you might be the next president. You might be the one to cure cancer. You might be related to someone in my family because you found someone to marry. I mean, there's just so many possibilities that I don't want you guys to take away from yourselves. So just go ahead and look over some of those risk factors. And like we talked about depression, I'm gonna give you some warning signs for suicide. This is where we just have to be aware, be observant of those around us, and just take care of ourselves. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on. This is showing you a chart. Now, it is from 2018, so it's been a few years, right? But this is just showing you like causes of death in the United States. Obviously, heart disease, I told you, is #1 killer, right? Now, suicide's down here. You might say, well, that's not that big of a number. Well, this is per 100,000 people. So 14 out of 100,000 people. Chickasha is about 20,000 people. So you think about 20,000 people, that number might be like 2 or 3. And this is a year. Now, like I said, 1 is way too many. But that's how many suicides we have a year in the United States per every 100,000 people. All right, moving on. This is showing you, yes, it's from 2015. So these numbers somewhat the same. Some might have unfortunately gone up. But here's some basic facts. This one's always alarming to me. An American dies by suicide every 13 minutes. So those of you guys who are sitting in class, you're like, oh my gosh, when is this class going to be over? Can it hurry up? Just think, every 13 minutes, unfortunately, another American took their life. Another 13 minutes, another American took their life. So we one, appreciate time, appreciate that we're here on earth, but we need to start taking care of ourselves and, like I said, being more observant and helping those around us. About 1 million Americans a year attempt suicide. Like I said, attempt doesn't mean they follow through correctly. Thankfully, their lives were able to be saved. 90% of those who die by suicide, they had some type of maybe psychiatric mental issues. Maybe they didn't know how to handle anxiety or stress. Maybe they were suffering from PTSD, which we see down here. Veterans comprise of 22% of suicides. Maybe they don't know how to handle things. Maybe they didn't try new strategies, right? So maybe they didn't have people around them, maybe telling them, like, we need to get medical help. We need to talk to someone. So we need to make sure, like I said, we're finding ways to take care of ourselves through life and helping those around us. These other stats on here show for every woman who dies by suicide, men are more likely to die by it, but women are more likely to attempt it. I don't want to say the good news about it, but women usually choose medication by suicide. So usually if they're found in time, maybe their stomachs could be pumped and we could save their lives. Unfortunately, men, I thought it said it somewhere on here, but unfortunately men, they might choose the more gruesome way, by a firearm, and more than likely there's not a way coming back from that. This is just showing you how many lives right here. 1.5 million lives, like years of life, my mistake, years of life are lost every year to suicide. So you got to think, like, if I'm 38 and I decide this is it, well, typically the average American lives to like in their 80s, right? So that means I'm losing almost 40 years of a life, right? In that 40 years, what could I have done? What could I have become? What could I have solved in the world? That's 40 years. Say another 40-year-old, again, that's 80 years now. Say, unfortunately, a 10-year-old, well, that's 70 years. And all these added up, you have 1.5 million years of life that are just gone. Right? All right, the next slide, this just shows you per state, like the different suicide death rates. And this could be for a lot of different reasons. It could be maybe they had a bad year in that state. Unfortunately, you got some states like Seattle, Washington, for example, they're pretty high. There, if you've ever been to Washington, it's known to just be gloomy. It's always raining. There's no sunshine, and that could get people in a depressed, gloomy mood. So these are just showing you how many deaths. Now, this is per 300,000 people, right? So this shows you where we're at. Like I said, 1% is way too much. We need to start lowering these numbers by taking care of us and hopefully taking care of those around us. Here's the world stats. So I told you about every 13 minutes, unfortunately, an American takes their life. Well, in the world, about 1 million people die by suicide every year. That's one death every 40 seconds. So when you're sitting in class or you're sitting waiting for something or you're just messing around on your phone, every 40 seconds, someone in the world took their life. Another 40 seconds, someone in the world took their life. Okay. This WHO, that's the website. It's the World Health Organization. So this isn't just facts pulled out of anywhere. These are official facts that unfortunately are a little disturbing, a little alarming. And these are the people that unfortunately they're not with us anymore. And like I said, what could they have done? What could they have solved? Where could they have been? And we just will never know. Okay, so here's some warning signs of suicide. Now, like I was talked about in the depression one, if I feel one of these, say tomorrow I come into school and say I maybe make a comment like, I can't take it anymore. Don't be like, oh my gosh, Coach Gobble, she's thinking about suicide. That might just be like, maybe I just had a really bad day and I made one comment. So it's very similar to depression. Like if a few of these are popping up around someone you know, a few of these warning signs, and it's been happening for a few days, maybe a week or so, then start thinking, this isn't normal behavior for this person. Try not to take it upon yourself to go and try to fix them. Tell a trusted adult, whether it be your parents, a teacher, holler at me, a counselor, and let us find the right avenue to help them out. All right. So if they ever make comments constantly, I wish I were dead. I can't do this anymore. What's the point of being here? If their schoolwork, I don't care about my grades anymore. Obviously, if they start making suicide threats, well, if you're not gonna be my friend, then I'm just gonna kill myself. Like that stuff, not to joke around about, right? If they start withdrawing from their friends, I don't want to hang out with y'all. I'm good. Nah, I'm not quit soccer. I don't care about it anymore. You say that's weird. That's abnormal for you. Those are some signs like something else is going on. Like that person needs you more than you realize. If they have dramatic changes in their hygiene, maybe I don't care anymore. I don't care how I look. Yeah, I didn't shower for a few days. I don't care. Do I stink? Who cares? Because I won't be here anymore. So all these are just warning signs to make sure we're just taking care of people, right? All right. I'm going to go ahead and move on. So how can you help? Showing empathy. This is the same way I told you. How can you help with someone who's going through grief? How can you help with someone who's going through depression? These hard times, empathy. Empathy means putting yourself in their shoes and just being there for them, right? Initiate meaningful conversation. Like I said, it could probably just be you saying hello to someone in the hallway. That might have been the only positive thing that person might have had. I might have gone through a whole week of just, everything's just going bad on me. And I'm thinking I'm worthless. What's the point of being here? And then someone says hello to me. I'm thinking, wow, someone noticed me. And that could change my whole way of thinking. So show that compassion, show interest in someone, have patience, understanding what people are going through. Like it says down here, show support, ask questions. Okay, remind everyone, plus yourselves, all problems, they have a solution. Trust me. Sometimes you might be in a situation like, this is just too much to handle. You can get through it. You're probably going to need help. It's probably going to take a lot of effort, but you can get through it. I like to think of like our life it's like a big math problem. We're all going to be faced with different problems. Some of you guys are going to be awesome with it. Some of you guys might struggle a little bit. Some of you guys might need help from others, but eventually there's a solution to that problem. Okay, that solution might not come easy for you. That solution might need help from a teacher, might need help from classmates. That solution, you might practice it and then have to do it again. But there's always a solution to any problem that you might have in front of you. Okay, and then the last one is persuade to seek help. Like I said, try not to take all this on your shoulders. Ask for help. Or maybe if it's someone you know, ask them like, hey, can I refer you to someone? And like I said, talk to a trusted adult and let's get them some help that they need. So this is the National Suicide Prevention Talk Line, right? If that number looks familiar, we're about to watch a music video later on. The music video came out a few years ago, Logic. It is literally the suicide prevention hotline, which was a pretty awesome thing when he came out with that video. Okay. I want you guys to understand when someone talks about committing suicide, whether they're serious about it, might be just casual talking, might be talking to my friend, I'm like, I was just thinking, what's the point of being here anymore? I might just kill myself, right? Or even if I joke about it, like, I know I was thinking about killing myself the other day. Take it serious. First of all, don't joke about it. It's not funny at all, but take it serious, right? Never agree to keep it a secret. Always tell a trusted adult. Okay, you always want to make sure you do your part to help those, because God forbid something does happen and I don't want you to feel the guilt like I could have done something. Always be there for someone. So right now, what I want you guys to do in your notes, think about the scenario. Your best friend just said to you that they're so stressed out with the pressures of school. They're trying to fill out college applications. They have to go to practice. They just found out their parents are divorcing. They're one person that they always went to the rock in their family. Their grandma just passed away. They said, what's the point? Everything is just, I don't want to be here anymore. How would you respond to them? What would you tell this person? Maybe it's not your best friend. Maybe it's your cousin. Maybe it's a teammate. What would you say to this person? Now, unfortunately, there might be a few of you guys who might be feeling like this, or maybe you've gone through situations like this. I'm going to tell you, just like I said a little bit ago, there is always solutions to these problems. I'm sorry if our lives are tough. Trust me. I wish I could take away all the pain and all the hurt that a lot of us have gone through, but there is a way out. It might take you a little bit more effort. It might mean you got to deal with your feelings a little bit more. It might mean you need extra help, but trust me, we need you in this world, and let's find a way to get you back okay. Okay, so after you answer that question, I'm gonna go ahead and move to the next slide. So the next few slides, I included a few videos. I'm not gonna play them on here, but I'm gonna give you guys time to watch them. I really highly suggest to watch them. The first few, it is sensitive nature, but as you're watching them, think of how you can change someone's life. Like I tell you constantly, you never know what someone has been through or is going through. What we need to do is just be kind. Have that purpose in your life. Be kind to people. All right. There's a story I want to share with you real quick. When I was in college, one of my friends attempted suicide. And I say attempted, I'm thankful she is alive. Well, us friends back then, like I said, it really wasn't talked about. We saw some warning signs. We didn't think anything big of it. We really didn't know those were warning signs. And when one of my friends went to her house one night, she was on the ground dead. She had overdosed. Well, luckily they got to her house in time, got her to the hospital, and they were able to pump her stomach, and she survived. Now, when she survived, she even admitted, she's like, I didn't really want to die. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't realize that that's it. Especially the young ones, like it's a permanent decision to maybe a temporary problem, right? So I'm proud to say, I mean, she is awesome. She ended up going to New York, and she is this like top chef in New York. And I'm like, gosh, can you imagine? Like, she would have already lost about 15 years of her life and the amazing things she's doing. And I'm glad I have a story where she survived from it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of stories where they don't make it. So I just want you to know, like, be there for each other. And if you happen to have some of these feelings, trust me, it will pass. Let's figure out how you can get through things one at a time. Let those emotions out. But trust me, we need you here. All right. So this first video, like I said, I'm not going to play them on here. I want you to watch them. This one is really powerful. It's a really powerful story. Those of you guys who are going to watch it, it's literally about a boy named Kyle. He was about to go home to do the unspeakable, right? However, this one guy noticed him in the hallway, said hello to him. Well, that hello changed his life. So it's a pretty powerful story to watch. This next video, it's a suicide prevention video. It has a lot of students your age talking about suicide. Like I said, this is stuff like when I was your age that, oh, don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. They felt like the more you talked about it, the more it made someone want to do it. Well, we need to start talking about stuff to start taking care of ourselves. And like I said, being observant to those around us. So this is a really good video to watch as well. And then, of course, I added on the music video, the Logic music video. And the Logic music video, it does have a scenario that the main scenario is about this young man who realizes he is gay and he's going through a lot of emotions. Understand this could be anything. Their scenario is based on a gay young man and the feeling he's going through and how he's feeling ostracized and rejected by society. And thankfully, he ends up making it. But you could see this scenario could be any scenario. It could be maybe I'm just getting bullied at school, or maybe I just have too much pressure on me. So it could be any scenario. And thankfully, like I said, these people were able to make it through those situations. And maybe it's because of you. Maybe it was because of one teacher. Maybe it was because of a sibling, right? So be that person to want to make a difference in someone's life. All right, so the next videos I want you to watch, they're a little bit more uplifting videos. And I want you guys to constantly know like how special you are. Even those I've never met in online class, you are special, right? You have a place in this world. You have a place here. Like I tell my students, I don't care if you're online or traditional, if you're in my class, you're my family now. I'm there for you. I'm going to keep tabs on you. I'm going to check up on you. I'm going to hassle you if I see you, but just know how special you are, right? You can make it through whatever you're going through. Like I have down there, I'm here for you. All right, so this video, if you've never seen it before, it's a really powerful video. It's called Who Says? If you've watched it before, it's pretty much like, who says you're not strong? Who says you're not this? Like we talked about in self-esteem, believe it. You are all those things. And the more you believe in, the more you put yourself out there, you're going to start building this confidence. And like I said, who knows what you'll be one day, right? I would be excited to see you guys years from now. All right, this next one, I love Pink, and she has this song called Perfect. This is a clean version of it. But like I've told you before, like no one is perfect, but we strive to be, right? Like you guys are perfect in your own way. You don't have to be like so-and-so. You don't have to be good in math like so-and-so. You don't have to be an awesome athlete like so-and-so. You're perfect in your own way, right? Be proud of who you are, because there's not another one of you of this world, and we need that. And in this last video, oh man, I just love it. It's by Andra Day. It's Rise Up. I mean, if you haven't heard this, man, you're missing out. So go ahead and watch it. These are just, man, they're just feel-good songs. And like I said, as you're listening to these, not only think about how you can make a difference in someone's life, but start picking your heads up, right? I unfortunately read a lot of self-esteem journals, and a lot of us might not be feeling too high of yourself. And I'm telling you, start picking your heads up. Okay, you guys are awesome people. Some of you guys have been through stuff that I can only imagine. Pick your heads up, rise up, and know that you're going to conquer anything that comes your way. Okay, and if you need help, that's okay. And then obviously the last slide is pretty much reminding you guys how amazing you are, how awesome you are, right? If you constantly need to tell yourself that, we need to constantly be hyping ourselves up. Let me go ahead and get you guys right back. So, like I said, it's a pretty heavy topic. We unfortunately have dealt with a lot of suicides probably in our little community since I've been teaching here, more than I would like to even say we have. I want to stop that number. I want to start taking care of each other. I want you guys to know you have a solution. There are ways out. It might be tough. It might be really, really tough. It might require some extra guidance, but I am there for you. And we need you. And I'm not just saying that, but we need you. I'm so grateful that my friend made it. That was a tough experience for us all to go through. But like I said, she was able to change her life for the better, and she got that opportunity. Unfortunately, not a lot of people get that, and they might have been misdiagnosed, or they might have been looked over, or they might have just felt worthless. So like I said, you could be the person to change someone's life. Why wouldn't we want to be? So with that being said, you are amazing. You are awesome. You are special. You are unique, and you're Goebbels family now. So you better say hi to me if you see me in Walmart. All right. Well, I will see you guys later. If you have any questions, just holler at me. See y'all.